Yeah, so it's nice to have you with us today, Byresh. Byresh is an entrepreneur, and I wouldn't want to talk much about him as an introduction because this whole conversation will be his introduction. So let's get started. So, Byresh, what do you do at present?
Mama, as you know, we are into organic farming. We have a venture called Kisan Daily, a platform built where a consumer can subscribe and grow their organic vegetables and get them delivered to their home. So it's basically a collaboration between a farmer and a consumer. The reason why we started this is like in order to eliminate the chemical food from the plates of the consumers. And today we know that most of the foods are filled with lots of chemicals, chemical fertilizers, chemical sprays. So whatever the illness today, the reason is chemicals, food what we're eating, so filled
So
with chemicals.
that is an external reason, Byresh. What
Hmm.
I mean, I would like to know that why is it so important for you to do this? Chemical preservatives, we all understand, right? That is the
Yeah.
outside reason.
Hmm.
But I strongly believe that unless you have a very internal reason of doing things, I think you're in a very risky business. So there is something which is driving you internally, right? Is it your passion? Is it your purpose? Something your what's your why? Why are you doing this?
Yes. See, basically, I belong to an agriculture-based family. So, agriculture is something where my passion lies. When I should be thankful to this lockdown because when the first lockdown happened, I had a lot of spare time to spend my time in the farm. That time, the real problems what I got to know is what really the farmers are facing. And if I want to be, we had a pause for 2 to 3 years. We didn't grow anything. Before we were only growing the fruits like papayas and all. After that, when I came to the conventional growing of the chemical vegetables, normal conventional growing of crops using chemicals and all, what usually everybody are doing. Today, it is the what I found is after so much of effort, the income for the farmers is very nil. And basically I also being part of the agriculture based family, I just found that what solution can we give to this. So where my passion also lies there, being an agriculturist is one of my dream as well. So in that way I thought, okay, why can't there are two problems which I noticed. One is farmers, fair price for farmers. Today, it's I call agriculture as gambling because today you just have to grow blindly, no forecast of the price, what I might earn, or how my future would be in this crop. Because the farmer has to wait all the 2, 3, 4 months, long way, and ultimately when the harvest starts, he has never know it might go to 5 rupees a kilo or 50 rupees a kilo or 100. So in this uncertain city, he is suffering a lot. So as being a farmer, also I know this closely. And during the lockdown, I witnessed this. So that was one major problem. Second is I myself, I also stay in Bangalore, having my other venture. So I thought I wanted organic vegetables. I don't have easy access. Though there are many platforms supplying organic, but I need to know whether how this truthful it is because we blindly believe the words. So in this way, thought there is two major problems to be solved. And here came Kisan Daily concept, a small way where we thought consumer can collaborate with the farmers. Here, consumer will be knowing who is his farmer, and farmer will be knowing who are their consumers. In this case, consumer will pay a fixed amount and subscribe and grow his veggies and get them delivered to their home. And farmer will be benefited with a fixed income every month. So he need have to worry about the market prices or market fluctuations in the prices or anything like that. But he only needs to concentrate on growing it organically. So for that, we have also already worked and built a model from past 2 years. We are working on this. As I personally working on this from long time, organic vegetables is something it was in my mind long way. Then when I found this problem, I got to know that we can build a platform and a solution.
So awesome. You are using technology, building a platform, connecting farmers with consumers, came up with a business win-win business model. So I definitely wish you all the best for this new venture. You mentioned other ventures. So I was just thinking you look pretty young. So is this your first venture? That was my next question, but you said I have another venture. So tell me, what's your other? What was your first venture? I mean, do you have two ventures or many ventures, or just say why did? And I would like to know your entrepreneurship journey. What was your first venture as an entrepreneur?
See, basically, my entrepreneurial journey started in 2010, 2010, 11, where I completed my graduation. And being an entrepreneur, I was very much clear in my graduation as well. I want to be an entrepreneur. I was very much passionate towards, because as I told before, we were into farming, agriculture based. See, the first entrepreneur is the farmer, what I believe from the ages. So here, in that way, in my family, we are into closely into agriculture, and thanks to my mother, because she's one who inculcated these thoughts into our mind in the very engaged, that we need to build something, give something to the country or nation back, and help people. So these are all small things we went into our minds in very engaged. And during 10 and 11, that time 2010-11, that time, after completion of my graduation, I was very eagerly waiting to start something, find an idea. I didn't have any thought of joining a job, though it was not a great thing for a graduate. You should work and gain experience. I myself suggest the young graduates to work for an organization, learn the process and pros and cons and things. But I was very much eager to do these things. While graduation also, I was working. I was working as a promoter. I was worked as an auto consultant. So various tasks. I love to learn practically, not theoretically. So this was my urge. So in that way, 2010-11, I just got. I'm very much passionate towards cleaning, wash and not washing. In my house, I used to wash my vehicles. That's my regular routine. So when I saw, I just found an opportunity where people are very busy. They wanted to move, and I had a friend in an apartment. When I went to meet him, I've seen the security guards washing the cars. I mean, this is not the right way. He's they were using the same cloth for the wheel and the windshield. The costly cars may leave scratches. I noticed it. For me, I felt it as an opportunity. That time, with a very minimum amount of pocket money, I had around 15-20K. So that I use, and why don't we make it more professional? So bought some microfiber clothes and a power wash machine and all those things, and started a car wash business right after the graduation with me, with my cousin, my close friend also. So we just went to the same apartment where 300 flats were there. We assist with another elder cousin. I took his help and designed a small, what to say, brochure, pasted in the apartment communities notice board. I got few calls. It was they then we just hired the local laborers. Then we only started washing the vehicles with them, and it was a great experience. But very physical task was too much. As we started with 1, 2, then it went up to 20, 25, 30. Then this manpower management, we were not very much planned for that. Finance was not planned. No, all these strategies were not in our head. Only, okay, this is a problem. This is the business we can do. You can make some money. That was also a subscription model, but it was successful. But we couldn't continue based on, because we didn't have proper funding that time. And I felt, okay, this is not the right time. We just requested of my few customers who were with us, 25, 30 members. I just told, because me and my cousin went washing ourselves a car, 25 cars a day. So it was like, no, this is not what we should do. If you want to solve a big problem, we need a team. So just stopped that there, and went back to complete my MBA. Did my
So how
course.
old were you? How old were you then?
I was around 22.
22, and you are an
Yeah.
action taker, right? You straight
Yes.
away, instead of thinking about doing something, you saw a problem.
Yeah.
So that is a sign of an entrepreneur, looking
Yeah.
at problems, seeing an opportunity to do a business. So, but it doesn't matter whether you were successful or you failed, right? You said you got a lot of insights that you didn't. You simply saw a problem and you and your cousin started working on it. You got customers also, but you didn't look at the business aspect of doing it. You didn't work out the numbers. So did
Numbers.
you make some money or did you lose some money there?
No, we were absolutely making, because we ourselves were working. There is nothing lost. We made it.
Yeah.
As I was using the vacuum cleaner, we already had. I borrowed it from my house. They were having it, and one more machine. Very limited investment we made. The investment was the time, but that we did that for almost a year, maybe 8 months to 1 year. That time it was a great learning process for us. The customer,
Beautiful.
different customers, we handled different way. We were scared that time to talk to customers. So all these things were so much learning process, which I used it in my MBA course. I had no face stage fear. I was very confident in completing my that program and attending the interviews and all. So it was,
Awesome.
yeah.
Very nice, Byresh. You said some important things, right? That you had fears of talking to customer. You had different type of customers, and then you also realized that though you didn't, we cannot call it a failure business. You were, because of your action taking on an idea, on a problem, you learned so many things about running a business, right? Your business was not scalable. You could not hire employees. You and your cousin were doing it, so you could simply, I mean, see, this is a sign of an entrepreneur, right? That is why I call you an entrepreneur, right? Because you have all the aspects of an entrepreneur within you. You're a risk taker, you're action taker.
Thank you.
You took actions, right? And you knew when to shut it down, right? So a lot of people get attached with their business, that even if it is not doing well, because they started something, they
Yeah.
continue to do it. So this is also a sign of an entrepreneur, that knowing when to stop doing something which is not working for you. Now,
Very
you were young, you had a lot of energy, and you said you were washing 25 cars a day. So that is a lot of hard work, right? I mean,
we were waking up early morning in the 3 a.m. and that was winter season. It was like all my family members were like, "Oh, have you gone mad?" It's like, why do you want to do this? We have promised a few customers that we will be doing it. Whether the employee who we hired from the local employee, we didn't hire the proper team. That time, they turn up or not, we have to give them the result. So that basic thing I've learned from my childhood. So that helped us. And even today, I meet the customers in the locality. Sometimes I have connection with them. So they talk to me. They just we are very good friends as well. So
right.
that way, that was one thing. As you told, when to stop. Yes, I truly believe this because instead of going more emotionally attached and dragging things, you should be aware when to stop as well. So that
So
was
that is why I call you an entrepreneur. That is why I said I'm not going to introduce him. Look at the way he's thinking, look at the way he's doing things. And look, in one statement he just mentioned, that his commitment, it was not about money, it was about the commitment, right? That he made. So it was not a young boy who just wants to do something, and he actually didn't think too much and went into doing something, and then he realized, oh my God, I have to get up at 3 a.m. in the morning. Then no ways, I'm not doing this, right? So he didn't quit. His commitment was important to his customers, and he says those customers still remember him today. How many years that have been? You said 2010, right? This is 21, 11 years. Also, the
11 years.
people for whom he has washed their cars have not forgotten him, right?
And their customers, still my customers in my other venture.
Other venture. So thank you so much. Now let's talk about what is your. I'm sure you must have been experimenting with multiple businesses. It's so
Yeah.
obvious in the way you are doing things. Your passion is still alive. We can see the spark in your eyes. So 11 years of entrepreneurship, superb. So let's see how many businesses you created in this 11 years. So what was your next?
Not too many. After my this car wash, the name was Reds, Ready for Everyday Service. We just named it as Reds, so people can remember. So in that way, with whatever knowledge we had, we did it and we stopped it, and I never regret for that. After that, my graduation, post graduation, I completed there successfully. I thoroughly enjoyed the 2 years of graduation. Went to inter-college fairs, attended. I never left any of the interviews. I used to crack each and every interview because that time the confidence came only from the previous venture which I started. So after that, I worked for a couple of companies, and something was not right there, being staying there. But again, it was a learning process. I worked in a recruitment firm. I worked in the finance segment, marketing, sales. So the reason why I changed means I know I was clear that entrepreneur needs a lot of learning. So in these organizations, I got an opportunity to learn. So this is one thing. After that, when I was in my last company, Hewlett Packard, I was working in finance segment. So there, I was in the shift was from afternoon 3 to midnight 12. So mornings I was anyways free. So that time I got an information that in my locality there is an ice cream small unit, a small ice cream manufacturing unit, which was about to shut. I got to know about this again from my one of my cousin. He was into some other venture companies working. He was in the market, so I got to know, and he just informed me, and we both went there and spoke to the owner. He was almost Mr. Lokesh, and you should remember him. He was around 50 years. I just asked him. He gave us his ice creams. I tasted. It was amazing. And I asked, why do you want to shut down? He told, he's almost 50, and I want a break. Financially well settled, and there is no further in my family to take it further. My son, my daughters are getting married. I found it, yeah, it is a valid reason because ice cream, I found it's a highly perishable product and a lot of risk involves in handling things for transporting the product. As he was doing the wedding events, so I requested him. In fact, with my cousin, we requested him. We asked him to so that we will take it further. Because he put his entire life, his experience into it. He only knew about ice cream, nothing else. So that time, I don't want his efforts to go missing. Just a waste like that. We were just shutting down a venture from he started 20 years back. So he has great knowledge of ice cream. Then we requested that why don't you teach us and why don't you be part of this? For some time I'll be with you guys. Then he agreed and we started that venture in new place. Again, taking risk, loans and all, and we have reached almost all the banks in Bangalore. So everybody asks for your collateral that is so anyways we managed to find some funding and built it in a 2,500 square feet of area, proper factory concept, put in some new equipments, but the concept is the same. Then we started working, improvising ice creams. So we now today the brand is called Chill Monk. So we have around we have 5 outlets. During the lockdown, we have to close one. As you told again, we should know when to stop. So the COVID thing, that's a new outlet. We couldn't continue it because of the continuous lockdown, and we need to pay the rents and all that thing. So we thought we can anyways we can restart again. We just closed it. So this way we started, and we make 100% fresh milk ice creams. That is how we differentiate from others competitors. We procure milk from the government areas, from the farmers directly, and make fresh milk ice creams. And we have more than 25 varieties, 25 to 30 flavors, varieties of ice cream. Includes natural fruit ice creams like jackfruit and the coconut seeds as well. So we started experimenting, and today it is running successfully.
Yeah, you were giving franchisees also for that?
Yes, we are giving.
Are you still giving franchisees for that?
Right now, we have just kept it on hold due to the COVID thing. So we thought, okay, we are working on other model. We are working on home delivery segment, getting for eco-friendly clay pot. We are making our ice creams in a clay pot and planning that to deliver to homes.
Yeah, I think why I'm saying that because there are a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs who don't know, they want to do something on their own, but they don't know what business they should get into. Now, because I also had invested in a ice cream franchisee, I am not sure if you know that. I'd taken a master franchisee of an ice cream brand from Calcutta.
Yeah.
And I realized that among food items, right, if you ice cream is not that perishable because the stock lasts for 6 months.
Yes.
And see, if you're serving some idli dosa, which is freshly cooked, 40 to 60 rupees per whatever the price, right? Ice cream is also 60 to 80 rupees a scoop, 40 to 60 rupees. I think if someone is looking for some side business, taking ice cream franchise is a great option.
Great option. Yes.
And whatever ways you can help people create more side income, not a full-time income, but a side income. I think franchising if people have good funds to invest, they can actually invest in this ice cream franchisee.
Yes.
And also other ways of how to make homemakers entrepreneurs. So I do understand your model of ice cream. So once it is ready, probably
Yes, yes, very soon.
yeah, very soon, right? So why don't you
Yeah.
talk about that? What is the model you're thinking on?
The franchising is very simple. As you are into already being a master franchisee for an ice cream brand, then you'll be into knowing into just for basic information I can share. See here, we will do the end-to-end support. If somebody is passionate, I just do. I get many queries regarding the franchises. I want a franchise, but most of them wanted to just invest and stay back. But first thing I was how much time you can give. Not exactly you, at least your family, one of your family members who can involve yourself in the business.
Right.
So the involvement is more important than the fund. So here, once someone is passionate and he can give some sufficient time, there is a investment which goes from 6, 7 to 15 to 20 lakhs based on the square feet of the location which they choose or they have. So we also do the site visit if it is appropriate for an ice cream parlor. We go ahead with it. There the process starts, and our team works on doing a good interior. Or we can also guide them if they wanted to do. We can give them the designs. We can help them to get it done. So we have the fixed vendors. They can work with the same vendors, or they can choose their own vendors. We will be guiding them in each and every stage.
Is it only in Bangalore, or they can do it outside Bangalore?
Currently, we are doing. We got an inquiry recently from Andhra Pradesh. We're just working on it. Currently, we have only in Bangalore. In future, we will see. We have an ideas to move out as well. So once the designing, everything we do end to end, and after the setup, we take care of the training. Make sure the store is run smoothly. We take care of the training, designing the menu, and each and everything will be moved from our factory to the store. They right from a tissue paper to the disposable containers to the sauces to the ice creams, the toppings, everything. Only they need to buy the fresh fruits.
Lovely. So actually, you made very important statement, right? Involvement is more important than fund. That is a very powerful business insight you are sharing, because a lot of people think that fund is a problem to start a business, right? Most of the people think I don't have money to start business, right? But do you think money was a challenge for you to start a business? That
fund is anyway, it is the liquid fuel. It's a fuel for any business. But when you don't have an engine, you don't have a concept, you don't have that involvement and the commitment, you can't. Funding, I believe, I don't know about others, I believe that funding is the last part of any venture. Means the involvement, your strategy, your what to say, the planning, everything comes before. The timing of getting into the business, everything comes before, and the funding last. I don't neglect the funding, but we need to have the funding. But there are other various sources. When
yeah, I think you just need a seed fund. Seed fund.
Yeah, seed fund.
Rest of the thing, as you rightly said, commitment, involvement, strategy. I'm sure you worked out great strategy with the ice cream person, right? From whom you worked together, collaborated, right? You got him involved. That's a strategy. I'm not sure he was willing to sell, but you convinced him to sell, and you convinced him to stay, right? And look at that, right? So even for your cleaning business, it was more like a service, right? So it didn't need any funds to start your cleaning service, right?
Yes.
So, because I've been interacting with many entrepreneurs in the past few years, since the time I wanted to share my insights of business. And I realized that the number one reason people think they are not able to start business is money. So
money, yes, funding.
Funding. So that one of the reason why I wanted to start this series, Ordinary People, Extraordinary Entrepreneurs, is that for people to understand that, understand from other successful entrepreneurs what it takes to start your business from scratch, what people are thinking when they think of doing something on their own, what are the challenges they face, and how they overcome those challenges and still continue on this journey of entrepreneurship, right? So your story exactly talks about all these things, right? So tell me, overall, as an entrepreneur, Before we go there, I had one more observation, right? I want to share that. See, the names that you have given to your business, they are very simple and routine, and yet tells everything about your business. Everyday service, everyday car service, maybe, right?
Ready for everyday service. Yeah.
Right? And then chilled monk. The name itself talk, it's an ice cream chilled monk, right?
Chilled.
You know, people go peaceful when they have that first bite or the first lick of the ice cream.
And many people, sorry to interrupt, many people think it is old monk and chilled monk. They remember.
Recall factor is also
Recall
there.
factor, yeah.
Beautiful, right? So very simple, right? Not much complicated. And see, this is how an entrepreneur thinks and does, and also does things, right? Thinking and doing. So the reason why I'm doing this, and thank you so much for being a part of this series and willing to share what you have gone through, so that it inspires more entrepreneurs. They can see, an entrepreneur in a making, the evolution of an entrepreneur, how it happens, right? So now let's get back to the challenges, right? So in your entrepreneurship journey, overall, in across all your businesses, tell me, what are the three most important challenges that you faced?
Challenges is like change. One thing is, I always feel that time, people keep changing. So sometimes I see, for example, in my ice creams, franchising model was we were before the COVID. We never expected the COVID will step in, our lives will change. This is called a change, what I see. So we should be ready to change. So we are switching to different model. So this one of the greatest challenges. First thing is the change. In today's scenario, the change is every day. So you need to be aware and keep changing yourself, adapting to the change every day. So this is one challenge I feel. Second thing is
lovely. Before you move on to the second point, let's fine tune this challenge, right? So it is changes which are beyond your control.
Yes.
Now there are two types of changes. Because that word, when you said change, I see entrepreneurs also as an individual have resistance to change, right? For example, I see many entrepreneurs, actually last 5, 7, 8 years, the technology Android platform came in, has been booming. But look at how many entrepreneurs are leveraging internet. The websites, the online presence is not there. Entrepreneurs use gmail.com as their official mail IDs, right? So, people are resistant to change when things are good also. Yes. All right. But here you are talking about changes which are beyond your control. So a very powerful point you made, right? That change is a challenge which an entrepreneur must expect. They should identify their internal change. What are they resistant to? An entrepreneur's resistances to change, right? They should list. And then the external changes, which is totally beyond our control, like COVID, external change, totally beyond your control. But as you said, I came up with I've changed the business model, right? Right. So can we say that problems or this crisis time are opportunities for growth?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. So let's move on to the second challenge.
Second is the great team. See, any business, you need to have a good team, because a good team builds a good business. So individually, you can't achieve anything. See, team doesn't mean you need to have 5, 10, 20, 100, 200. Even if it is 2, it should be a right team. 2 or 5. So in this way, for me, I faced in the initial days, as from the car wash, when we hired the boys, try to give them the students a work opportunity. Early morning, they can come work for 2 hours and get their money, and they can earn a pocket money. So in abroad, in foreign countries today, even settled family studying students, they do car washes. But here, car wash, they think it is something, a lower profile work. We shouldn't be doing that. The mentality of the youngsters today, there is nothing harm. Instead of going to a gym and working out, you wash a car. The same physical activity is there. So you burn your calories in that way, in that aspects. So that we failed that time. So that I very much learned that you need to have a right team. For example, today my outlet, one of my outlet is in Devanahalli, Nandipusha. We have there where usually I'm sitting here talking to you, but today is the Sunday weekend. It is the business is going out very smoothly because the right team is there. So in this way, you need to build a right team. That was my major challenge initially.
Thank you so much. Lovely. Okay, I am enjoying this conversation so much. I can't tell you how much I'm enjoying this. So, the last statement that you said, building a right team, right? This is another growth blocker. What I see people, they say, I don't have right partner. I don't have right partner. All right. So, from day one, people expect a right partner or a right team member. Now, in the entrepreneurship journey, you never get a right team. You have to make your team right.
True.
Correct. So you don't get right people. You may be lucky. You can get right people from the beginning, but most of the time, you just have to have a team, and you as an entrepreneur have to make the team right. Right. So, for example, in our IT company, in our retail ventures, we got employees, but there's a lot of learning curve, training, a lot of things required to make that team right team as per the way you need. Right. So having a right team is very important. So as an entrepreneur, if you may be lucky that you get some for people who have potential, and it's a right team from the beginning. If not, you have to build a right team. So thank you so much for that wonderful input. So that you mentioned about timing. All in our a little earlier conversation, you mentioned timing of an idea.
Yes.
Right. So that is also a very important point that you made. We missed discussing at that piece that
Yes.
the timing of your business is also so important.
Yes.
Right. When are you starting a particular business? A lot of people who started business just in January 2020 because of COVID, they got hit. Right. I mean, it must be devastating for them. Right. But there may be certain businesses who were just in time for COVID. Right.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, the e-commerce businesses and all. I mean, they were using technology, and the COVID actually enhanced their business, right? So it depends on the timing of an idea, the execution of an idea. So that is also very important. So one thing we mentioned, right? COVID times, a lot of people see it as a problem, but you saw two opportunities, right? Not just remodeled, you remodeled an existing business.
Yeah.
And you also started a new business, which is organic farming in the same timeline, right? This is exactly the sign of an entrepreneur in the making, a successful entrepreneur in the making. Right. What is about the third challenge?
Third challenge, as we are talking about the fund. See, I also had a great struggle and the biggest challenge to source funding, because we are not a funded company. It is self-funding, self-savings, borrowings, loans, all those things we have undergone. So in those process, finding right fund is also a biggest challenge. I don't keep it away. As I told, it is for any venture, funding is the last part, but still it is a biggest challenge.
Correct.
But if you plan it properly, planning is required. You need to forecast. See, for example, Kisan Daily, when we started, we just had a land, not even a water source. So there, instead of, because our borewells were dried, because Kisan Daily purpose was that we need to get in more farmers into this venture. But today, farmers don't just if I go and tell them you need to grow organic vegetables, this is the platform. Nobody is using. I need to show them the result. So going for another borewell, I can get water source or not. So we went because that time the funding, it was a crucial time. Lockdown, no fundings were coming, and business was stopped. So we went on building a rainwater harvesting pond, huge pond where we can harvest rainwater. So that rain is for sure every year. So some part of water we can keep on storing. So today we can store more than 1.5 to 2 crores liter of water in our farm. So in this way, that time I found that funding was very much challenging, but somehow when I believe when your purpose of your work is clear and great and big, these things somehow it happens.
Beautiful. You made a very profound statement. You have clarity on your purpose.
Yeah.
Okay, and the how to handle the sourcing the funds challenge is basically reach out to friends and family.
Yes.
Instead of going out and reaching commercial investors outside, the first place to raise funds is friends and family.
Yes.
Right, so there is
And
a
you,
there is a something very humorous, though I don't like that word, but I would want to bring it. It was the you raise your funds f from three f's. Okay, friends, family, and fools. Okay, so yeah, so I really like this conversation. You're making some very profound statements. I'm just going to summarize everything. Just
just sharing
before
my experience, whatever I feel, just
yeah, yeah,
telling.
just sharing your true the experience, because the wisdom comes from experience. Deep insights come from experience. Just by reading a book on entrepreneurship, nobody can share these kind of insights, basically deep business insights, right?
Yes, yes.
So far, I'll just give a quick recap of what all you have shared, right? I mean, see, you have been always in doing mode, not just in thinking mode. You were looking for problems and you saw an
Problems, yes.
opportunity, right? Then your catchy titles, right? Catchy business titles. Then you also mentioned that involvement, commitment, dedications are more important than fund,
Fun.
right? And problem times, crisis times are opportunities for growth. Never waste a crisis. You remodeled your business, you started a new business venture that was close to your heart. Also, having a higher purpose of helping people get some natural organic food in your own way, right? And then you also made one very important statement that the first entrepreneur is a farmer,
True, I believe that.
right? So
Yeah.
that is such a profound statement again, because a farmer is actually doing the hard work himself. He's playing multiple roles himself,
Yeah.
and he is a risk taker. So whatever he's sowing, right, there is so much of external dependencies on this business, so he's all the time taking risk, doing hard work. So very well said, that the first entrepreneur is a farmer, the farmer, right? Beautiful. And then you mentioned about your top three challenges, which is business challenges that you face, changes which are beyond your control, right? And the solution is entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, you must be open to change, whether it is in
Yes.
your control or whether it is beyond your control, right?
Yes.
And second thing is having a right team. If you get
Yeah.
it right from the beginning, great. Otherwise, you have to make it right, building a
True.
great team. And third thing is sourcing funds. So if you're not getting funding, don't get disheartened. You reach out to your family and friends,
Family. Yes. Yes.
internal sources, because funding, you need funding later. Once you have a successful business model in place, you have to prove yourself right, that the business model works. So when a lot of people don't even understand when we say business model, so simply put, when somebody is saying what's your business model, they want to know how do you make money.
Money. Yeah.
Simple. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So now then you also said clarity of purpose.
Purpose.
Once you have clarity in what you are doing and the clarity in communication, right, you've addressed the problem you're solving, how you are solving the problem, why it is important for you. So all these things really matter in generating business, right? Retaining customers. Recently you also mentioned that because there was rains and the crops were all
Yes.
the tomato,
Yes.
and
Yes.
your customers actually supported. I want you to share something about that.
Yes, see, currently from past, I mean, 25, 30 days, we had a very good rains. In that way, that rain is required. For in some other aspects, we lost few vegetables like tomatoes and other excess of wetness. It is common. We are not blaming the rain or the situation. It is common, and today a consumer should know this. Here, as I told, Kisan Dairy is not just a platform where we grow vegetables, consumer get organic vegetables. No, here many of our customers visit the farm at the weekend. Today's kids, they don't know where the vegetables are coming from. My one of my niece, I just asked him, where do you get vegetables? The answer is supermarket or the vegetable shop. They something like farm is there tomatoes grows the particular way, beetroot grows inside the soil below the ground. So it's like this. There are a lot of things kids should know. And in future, agriculture is going to be one of the biggest thing which people should choose. It is not something should be neglected. And today, our responsibility as elders to show the kids is that we should allow them to see everything.
Right.
Just not the online classes, the tabs, the video games. They should come out and experience farming, and they enjoy it thoroughly. We had them doing some activities, seedings, putting saplings. So this is all experience. So this they loved. They went back. They called me. They told me, being just a subscriber, we never expected that this would have happened. So we will tell our customers that you have a space of your own. You can come and enjoy your visit here and go back.
Lovely.
So this is one benefit. And here, tomatoes, I showed it was spoiled. A farmer alone, why he need to bear all the losses? See, for a consumer, it is a small thing. Our package starts from 1,900, 1,900 to 3,000. Small, medium, large, we have 2,500 as a medium package and 3,100 as a large package. So here, a consumer who gives 2,500 for a medium-sized family, and he'll be getting every week a basket of vegetables, which is 4 weeks delivery, a 4-time delivery in a month. So he might miss only one vegetable. For example, tomatoes we couldn't deliver because this was the reason. And we have an habit of sharing everything what happens in the farm, at least weekly, 2 weeks once. Yeah.
So I see, the point that I like the most in this conversation was, see, you are not doing a transaction business. You have involved the customer actually inside your business.
Yes.
Right. Yes. So most of the time, we see that customers are always like, complaining, and, they behave like customers. But they, in this case, your customers are understanding your pain.
Yes.
Right. They understand you have involved the customer into your business. So they are no longer on the other side.
Yes.
Right. So that is a beautiful part about this, that how can you involve your customers in your business, right? So they understand your pain. That's the biggest takeaway from this.
So when I just shared a small video about the tomatoes plants, which is spoiled and all, many of them replied me, Byresh, don't worry. It's okay for us as far because we can understand. Before we didn't know how tomatoes will be affected because of the too much of rain and all. So like this, they are educated. They are okay. They know the problem. They are supporting directly. Here, this is what a farmer needs. See, I am a farmer. After sufficient subscription is filled in my farm, the next farm another farmer comes in. So this many farmers should be benefited. Here, we talk about farmer is the backbone of the nation. Just I feel it was just in the slogans, but here consumers are really they are feeling that okay, we are doing something back. Just now we are not just talking about anything in words. We are just practically we are supporting directly a farmer. So this satisfaction I can see in them, and at the end of the day, I am also very much satisfied that okay, we are at least find a solution in a small way. I'm not telling that we alone can solve the entire problem of this. This is the biggest, biggest problem. And I believe that more youngsters need to come into this venture. There are a lot of opportunity and a lot of problems to be solved.
So lovely. I think this whole conversation is very inspiring, right? You are living a higher purpose. You said, see, children today only know concrete jungle. Concrete land. They don't know there is something called farmland, right? So going back to the roots, help in your own capacity, helping children understand how the vegetables are grown, giving them an experience, and making them be connected with the soil, Mother Earth, right? So I think you're doing awesome work, Byresh, and I truly see a very passionate, successful entrepreneur, right? So what can I ask? What is the definition of success for you?
See, success is doing what you really want to do. Very simple. Your soul tells something, you need to do something, just do it, and you're satisfied with that result, then that is called a success. Not that how much money you make from that, or not that much money you're not making from that. That doesn't matter for me. For me, it is just the thing what satisfies me when I'm in the process.
Thank you so much, Byresh. You are just walking the talk, right? Because you have been doing things what your heart longs for. Right. So success, as you said, is doing things what your soul longs for. right? And it may or may not be reflected in your bank account in the beginning, but we have seen
Yes,
that.
yes.
But if you continue to be on that path, doing right things consistently, it is bound to reflect in your bank account as well.
That will follow you. Anyway, you are doing the things right way, the money will follow you. That you have to worry about it. So
Lovely,
that's all.
lovely.
I have few points to share, which I usually follow every day. I feel that is what keeping me driving further.
Go
So
ahead, please share.
yeah, first thing is I have 4 5 points which I usually recall every day before doing anything, before starting something new or changing something or approaching a day. First thing is that highest purpose. See, a human, I believe that a human should have biggest purpose. You should not be bounded with small things. So when your purpose is big, your small problems do not affect you too much. Maybe like COVID, I know many people, even we lost our business, but I never it gave an opportunity to other venture. So now I am able to manage two ventures. Another COVID wave hits also, we are not bothered because we have another venture to continue. So like this, our highest, we need to have an highest purpose. Second thing is, I believe that we should take responsibility in taking care of our surrounding. It could be nature, it could be people, family, friends, anything. We should feel that responsibility. Oh, I'm responsible for this, I'm responsible for this loss, I'm responsible. So this responsibility should come in you, that you get matured and you start thinking about the life. So this is second. And third is that we need to drop all the pains, all the regrets from the past, in the past. And many of our youngsters are, even my friends, many people tell, we are fear of future. We need to drop that problems of the pain of the past and the fear of the future. We need to drop and concentrate on the present, this moment, what best way we can take out of this. This is the third thing.
So you are now talking like a monk. Okay, so it is very, very heartening. I mean, very nice to see that a young person talking so much spiritual stuff, right? I mean, you made some very profound sharings,
Yes,
right?
it could be spiritual, but as an entrepreneur, it helps you to grow a lot. But I experienced this because for many years I'm following this. I thought of sharing this. So this, lastly, forgive. You need to forgive yourself because you might have made a mistakes in your business. You might have taken wrong decisions. You don't have to stay with that. Just forgive and start a new day. Start something new. You'll succeed.
Lovely.
Finally, finally, gratitude. You need to have gratitude toward whatever you have got, because without the grace of some Almighty, you couldn't achieve anything. Without the grace of your parents, you couldn't do anything. So we need to have that gratitude each and every moment. This is what I can share.
Wonderful, so beautifully said that forgiveness, gratitude, your ability to respond to changing circumstances in your life, being responsible, right? Responsibility is
Responsible.
your ability to respond. Forget the pains of your past or losses of your past.
Past.
Let go of the past and fear of future. Don't get too much bugged up or bothered about fear of future. And one more, the number one point that you had made,
highest purpose,
living a higher purpose, right? Beautiful. Thank you so much, Byresh. It was lovely hosting you, and you have given some very deep, not only business insights, life insights, and spirituality is not about God. Spirituality is about the way, it's about you, the way you think, the way you do things, your own belief systems.
Yes.
So thank you so much. I hope this community of aspiring entrepreneurs and existing entrepreneurs learns have a lot of takeaways. So if people wish to get connected with you, we will give them a Google form, and they can fill up the details, and then they can connect with you. All the details.
They can visit the kisandaily.com.
Kisandaily.com. Great.
Kisandaily.com and connect with me.
That's wonderful. So it was lovely having you, and a lot of insights and powerful learnings. So the mantra for our community is keep growing, keep evolving. Can you just say that? Keep growing, keep evolving.
Keep growing, keep evolving. And thank you, Vandana ma'am, for I'm just a bud, a small boy who started and still growing. I'm not a big entrepreneur. I I aspire from many people around me. When you told that someone might aspire and get inspired from your story, I was very much thrilled that okay, this is my first opportunity to speak something which I'm doing in this way, first interview. So thank you very much for this time and opportunity which you have given. And any mistakes in my conversation, because I'm not a professional talker, please pardon me and bless me. Thank you.
No, so only a bud. See, before a flower can blossom, it needs to be a bud, no?
But still, I'm smaller.
No, so only a bud can blossom into a flower. So I wish you grow by leap and bounds, and you have wishes of this all my community members, because you are an action taker, thinking in right direction, doing right set of things. So we wish you growth by leaps and bounds, and we'll see you a very successful entrepreneur very soon. Take
Thank
care.
you. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Byresh.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye for now.